Welcome back. We are up to lesson 4 of unit 6. Let's go into the examples. Consider the diagram to the left. So we have here a circle that has different angles marked. Okay, and for the purposes of this example, we're going to assume that the radius is 1. And remember, when the radius is 1, it's a unit circle. So find the coordinates of the points where each of the rays meet the unit circle. So in other words, when the angle is pi over 12, okay, we want to find the coordinates of this point. Okay, when the angle is pi over 6 radians, we want to find the coordinates of this point. Now to do that, we're going to go back to our lesson notes from lesson 1, and we're going to use this important fact of when we have a unit circle. Okay, when we have a unit circle, if the circle is a unit circle, the radius is 1. Okay, that means that the x value is going to be equal to the cosine of the angle, and the y value is going to be equal to the sine of the angle. Okay, that is always going to be true. Your x value is going to go with the cosine, and your y value is going to go with the sine. So x goes with cosine, y equals sine. So to find the x values, okay, so to find the x values here, to find the x value, I'm going to find the cosine of pi over 12, and that's going to go here. To find the y value, I'm going to find the sine of pi over 12. How am I going to do that? I'm simply going to use Desmos. Now, when you're using Desmos, since the angle is in radians, we need to make sure that the calculator is in Radian mode. So if you click on the wrench in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, you'll notice by default, radians is highlighted. So that means it's in Radian mode. If for some reason degrees is highlighted, then you need to click on radians to switch it to Radian mode. Okay, so you need to make sure it's in Radian mode. So the x value for this first one is going to be cosine of pi over 12. And then the y value is going to be sine of pi over 12. So I'm just going to go 2 decimal places. So we'll say that's 0.97 and 0.26. So 0.97 and 0.26. And to do the rest of the table, we're literally going to do the same exact thing. Cosine for x value and sine for y value. We're just going to change the angle measurement. So the next angle is pi over 6. So we'll switch this to cosine and sine of pi over 6. So that would be 0.87 and 0.5. Okay. Next we have pi over 4. So 0.71 and 0.71. Okay. Pi over 3. Okay, so 0.5 and 0.87. Okay. Next we have 5 pi over 12. So that'll be 0.26 and 0.97. 0.26 and 0.97. And then pi over 2. So it'd be 0 and 1. Okay. So you can kind of get the idea of how the rest of this table is going to work. So if you want to go ahead and pause this and do this on your own and just kind of fast forward until I've filled out the rest of this, I'm just going to go ahead and quietly fill out the rest of this table. And if you want to fast forward to the end, you can certainly do that. 7 pi over 12. So negative 0.26 and positive 0.97. Negative 0.26 and positive 0.97. 2 pi over 3. So negative 0.5 and positive 0.87. Negative 0.5 and positive 0.87. 3 pi over 4. So negative 0.71 and positive 0.71. Okay, 5 pi over 6. So negative 0.87 and positive 0.5. Okay, 11 pi over 12. So negative 0.97 and positive 0.26. Okay, next is pi. It'll be negative 1 and 0. Okay, 13 pi over 12. So negative 0.97 and negative 0.26. Okay, 7 pi over 6. So negative 0.87 and negative 0.5. Okay, 5 pi over 4. So negative 0.71 and negative 0.71. Okay, 4 pi over 3. Negative 0.5 and negative 0.87. 17 pi over 12. So negative 0.26 and negative 0.97. Okay, 3 pi over 2. So 0 and negative 1. Okay, 19 pi over 12. So 0.26 and negative 0.97. Okay, 5 pi over 2. Okay. So 5 pi over 2. So that would be 0 and 1. We have 7 pi over 4. Okay. 11 pi over 6. So be negative 0.5 and 0.87. Okay, 23 pi over 12. So 0.97 and negative 0.26. And 2 pi. One and 0. Okay, and let me just double check one more time. 5 pi 2. Okay. So if you fast forward, this is the complete table. Again, the purpose of this lesson is to realize that if we want to find the x values and the y values, it has to do with x going with cosine and y going with sine. Okay? That is it for this lesson.